Everyone talks a lot about motivation, but let's break it down into a way that's easy for you to understand. Two types of motivation you want to focus on: intrinsic motivation and extrinsic motivation. Intrinsic motivation is more about internal factors that motivate you to do something. Let's say you have a goal of running a 5K in 20 minutes. What are the intrinsic factors that are forcing you to do this or propelling you to move in that direction? To be fitter, to be healthier, to prove to yourself that you can actually achieve the goal. Extrinsic motivation is more about external factors. And if you think about it from an outcome perspective, what is the outcome that you want? In the example that we discussed, the intrinsic factor would be the specific outcome, hitting that 5K in 20 minutes. Now you need to know when to tap into which to get the results that you want. The mistake I've seen most of athletes make that I've worked with is that they focus too much on the extrinsic and less on the intrinsic factors. If you're too attached to a specific outcome that you want, say it's a PB or a specific race time or getting a gold medal for that matter, you're not paying attention to why you're doing the activity that you're doing and focusing on the process in the meantime. The best way to shift that is to catch yourself when you're attaching too much power to the outcome and not focusing on the process. There are a lot of great coaches who have studied this, and one of my favorite quotes is that the score takes care of itself. If you're so focused on the process, you're focused on what the inputs are, the outputs are going to take care of themselves if you are intrinsically focused on the input. And what I mean by that is, if you're constantly looking at the scoreboard or trying to get the outcome you want and not focusing on the controllables. The controllables being your mindset, your training, who you're spending your energy with, what is your nutrition, what is your sleep like. You're not going to be able to get the outcome you want because you're not focusing on what you're putting in. The best way to reframe that today is to write down a list of intrinsic factors that motivate you, write down a list of extrinsic factors that motivate you. And knowing that motivation is just a feeling, it's temporary, it's not going to come every single day, it's definitely not going to come when you expect it to. But the way to hack that, or the way to make it a part of your daily lifestyle, is to look at it from a habit perspective. If you can be motivated, let's say 10 out of 20 days, that's still half of the battle won, rather than trying to be motivated 20 out of 20 days. Doing a simple shift will help you understand where you're lacking, what's there to improve, and how you can get better at the sport you're trying to improve at.